What's really interesting about this episode of Virgin Soul is how it really gets across the matter of perspective. Depending on how you view a certain situation, everything starts to change. And what I really mean by this is if we look at Nina in the situation before she gets arrested, she's trying to turn into a dragon. She's trying to go against the humans and the king. But she doesn't actually see the full picture because we know the demons attacked first. They brutally killed innocent civilians. They bombed, literally suicide bombed in a way, innocent humans just to get to Charius. But Nina sees it as just demons are killed. They're tortured. They're literally brutally slaughtered. So of course I'm going to rise against them. However, if she was to see it in the full picture of seeing what happened first, I highly doubt she would have tried to turn into a dragon. I'm convinced, even though she doesn't like Charius, or at least she doesn't like the true image of Charius, not the kind of mysterious boy that she's fallen in love with. If she would have just saw what happened beforehand, I highly doubt she would have even tried to attempt, at least, to help Aziel. And I really like that because everything here is just fallen into place in such an interesting way, and they actually revealed that Charius's, crush, Nina, is in fact the Red Dragon much earlier than I thought, because I didn't think they would do this until probably, episode 15, episode 16. I felt like that would be kind of the dramatic reveal as they got closer. But in doing so, with them revealing it at this early in the stage of a 24-episode series, it's going to lead to a lot of just rebellion overall, to the point of if Charius will still love Nina or not. It's a really interesting concept, and I think the way they reveal it right here is going to be really interesting. I think a lot of people are still, the Charius haters. They're going to be like, oh, he's such an evil king. He's torturing the female fan favorite Aziel, and just, it's insane how, the best girl and best boy wars go. It absolutely ruins things, but I'm happy at least the people who have been watching my reviews aren't in that kind of fandom. But it's interesting because this little bit, even though it was a short battle, the fact that Kaiser got in, it was a three-way battle, because Charius warned him, if you get in my way, I will kill you, and he was protecting the man who's trying to kill him, so it makes total sense that he's going to want to kill Kaiser, and he's going to want to kill literally the guy who attacked him. And of course, like I knew what would happen, even if he kind of brought peace to them for a brief while, Aziel's not going to have that kind of shit, and he's still going to want to kill Charius. And that's ultimately what happens. And it's interesting how the battle's going, because you don't know exactly which side's going to win, because at any moment, anything could happen. We have Muguro, who is 100% confirmed a girl at this point. I wasn't buying Nina's Muguro is a girl because Nina could have just misinterpreted what gender Muguro was, but the sense that the gods literally call Muguro, I forget the true name, but literally a female, at this point we can all agree, female. Muguro coming in and doing this powerful just god magic, it was insane to watch because you didn't know, okay, we got Muguro kind of stopping the night, so it's literally just Charius versus him, so who knows who could win. We know Charius is strong. I mean, he literally is the king, and he just has insane strength. He's arm wrestled Nina and almost beat Nina at arm wrestling. There's all these different skills that he has, and we know he stole some sort of power from the gods. That's why the gods can't actually take back and kind of put humanity back into its place, because they have more power than the gods. That is until they got Muguro back. But it's interesting how the battle is going and how it's choreographed. The animation in terms of the art style, it dipped off and on, but it was such a high fluidity animation techniques that they were using that even though some of the facial details were lackluster in some of the close combat scenes, it just looked incredible with how the battle choreography was just presented. And when you ultimately see the gods take back Muguro, and then everything goes away, and how they frame the dramatic reveal of literally Aziel saying, transform, we need you, otherwise we're screwed, and she's trying but she can't. It was a very dramatic scene, and I think how they portrayed it and just how they framed it, it was beautiful and very dramatic. But the best part of the entire thing is when Nina stands up to Charius, and it's just really heartwarming but also sad at the same time. And what I mean by the fact that it's heartwarming is because Nina is almost sparking something in Charius. Despite him laughing at the end, there is something there that, because we know Charius doesn't fully agree with what he's doing. He has these doubts, but he puts on the king face like a king should. He's a stone cold king, I am the best, I am the strongest, because if you're not that type of king, who's gonna fear you, who's gonna respect you? But Nina throws everything that a lot of people are thinking about Charius, and for the longest time it's dramatic. He's not laughing, because he's taking those words to heart, because this is the girl that he started to have feelings with before he realized that she's the enemy. But then he starts to laugh, and that laugh is not just him saying, oh, whatever, I don't give a shit. It's because he has to have that face. If he lets those words get to him in front of the eyes of the public, why should they fear or respect him anymore? So I like how they did that, but for a while you can see that it's having words, because this is a girl he's been spending time with, seeing as this kind of special girl. Someone who's so strong and so lifeful, just really making his life nice. not so stressful when he doesn't have to act like the king. To then see that she is in fact the enemy and these words are hurting him, it's going to have some sort of effect on him. Obviously, it's not going to be like he's going to say, alright demons, I'm going to let you live, but this is going to start a chain reaction of mending his heart, I can guarantee you. However, he has to have that face of, ha ha ha, take her away, what a crazy girl, but inside that hurt him, because this is the girl he probably was thinking, wouldn't it be great if I could actually have a relationship with her in some way because she seems so interesting, and I loved how they handled that. It's just overall, the way they're presenting everything, it was emotional. There's so many ranges of emotions when they were watching the fight scenes to just the rant that Nina gave. Everything about it was just so interesting, to even the torture scene. And even Cherry saying, like, you seriously didn't know you had the god weapon? Like, I've been wanting you to kill this child so the gods couldn't rebel against us. But whatever, I'll just kill all the gods. Because we know Cherry has insane powers. He's literally brought down the demons and stopped the gods from fearing humans. So it's going to be interesting how everything's going to play out. I don't see Nina staying in prison for long. I mean, the fact that Kaiser has been reunited with Favreau, who's been trapped underground for a long time, which I can already tell. Every goddamn YouTuber is probably going to use that picture of Favreau and just spoil everything. Which is horrible, because it's like, it's such a cool after the credit scene of like, oh, Favreau's been down this entire time? That's awesome! And people are going to use that goddamn picture, I can guarantee you. I think probably 90%. So, you're welcome if you're only subscribed to me, because I'm not going to spoil things like that for you. So it's going to be interesting how this is going to happen. I could see Favreau and Kaiser breaking Nina out, but at the same time, I think before that, I think Cherries is going to have a conversation with her, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he somehow lets her out, or lets her out earlier, or something like that. But I think more than likely what's going to happen is they are going to have a conversation, then ultimately Kaiser and Favreau are going to break her out, and then shit's going to go real. But I think overall, this episode is great. This is easily my favorite series of the season. It's so interesting. There's so much substance here. Just the overall quality to this series is immaculate, and I just think it's really impressive with what they're doing. But it goes to show you, when you pay your animators a good wage, you get good production values, because if you didn't know, the game that this is based off of, the studio who makes all these mobile games like Grand Blue Fantasy, Shingeki no Bahamut, things like that, they pay the studios a good wage for their animators because they have all of this profit coming from their games, so they don't have to worry if the Blu-rays and the merchandise for the anime is going to sell. They can pay their animators and the staff a good wage because they have the income from their mobile games, and they want to set a good example. It's really cool how they're treating it, and you can tell in the quality of the product of just the worst dips in animation and art style are very minuscule when you compare it to some of the others, but it goes to show you, if you treat your workers right, you get damn good quality, and this series is no exception. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of this episode? I think this is probably my favorite episode of the series so far. I feel like each episode is trying to top the last, which I absolutely adore, but just from the awesome battle sequences to the emotions, just everything that it was presenting, and just the awesome Favreau reveal, I'm really excited to see what next week's brings, but let me know your thoughts, and before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.